And what is up, folks? This is CJ and Prime here for Morphin Metacast. It has been a while. How's it going, Prime?
Guten Tag, mein dude, and konnichiwa, bitches. Sorry to
We,
keep you waiting.
I mean, there has been a lot happened since our last episode on Kamen Rider Zero One. There has been so much news, good, happy news.
Dog, I'm gonna be real with you. I totally forgot we did 01.
Prime,
That's how
the
that,
DVD just happened. We got the
that's
DVD. We talked about this.
that's how long it's been, bro. There's so much
It's
shit
been
going on.
actually, it's been since June. That's the last time we did an episode. It was June. It was literally like the last week of June we did 01. So and then July happened and 3BG we got busy because that was the heavy con season, San Diego, BlurCon, just Otakon, just all that, and a lot of
One
Toku news dropped.
one
And
year, I'm gonna come. 1 year.
one year, hey, look, I'm just saying, Prime. I was trying to get you to go to Ranger Stop last year, and you couldn't. And I was like, that would have been great.
We gotta have that. We gotta have the mega powers moment, man. 1 year. We got to.
Hey, look, man, high ticket prices has forced me not to go to Power Morphicon this year, and I'm very sad about that.
You want to hear something real fucking funny though? Do you
What?
know I've met more fans of the podcast than I've met you? I haven't met you face to face ever, but I've met more fans who listen to the podcast before I've met you.
We got to make that happen. At some point, it's like we got to rectify this. This is terrible.
It's awful. How long have we known each other? Holy fuck, bro.
I guess the big news. Funny enough, it dropped 2 weeks after we did 01. Shop Factory is back with Super Sentai DVDs.
We in it, baby. We in it the game, baby.
It
First
took
of all, La Tom to that poor intern who certainly got fired for taking that fucking picture.
First and foremost, shout outs to Bruno from MMPR Toys because he took a lot of shit from folks because he was the first one. He did the video saying the next one to be released was 5-Man, right? And then when Shop Factory stopped doing it, he was getting so much shit from folks like, I thought you said 5-Man is coming out. Fuck you, Bruno. And yeah, he was catching hell for that.
I gotta appreciate his poise because I'd have been telling all the mothers to suck my balls.
Hey, look, man, he has a brand and I respect it. You don't want to be assholes to people that intake it, but man,
Well, hey, guess what? We don't. We can say that shit.
Hey, look, I would have told them that to suck my dick from the back easily.
But like, lick my chocolate balls, but you got to get in line.
But credit to him though, because he did a video that was more or less doing that, but he did it in the most professional way possible. Like, see, guys, I was right. See, you see the DVD? See, I was right. Yay. So we're getting 5-Man, the complete series, and I'm happy.
It's already pre-ordered. I'm waiting for it to ship in October or is it November?
I think it's October.
Okay.
No. September 6th, actually.
Oh, well, there you go. See, look, I'm
right around the corner, man. Right around the corner.
Getting them dates confused with all them Ultraman Blu-rays and DVDs dropping.
Look, I have to say this. I'm happy for 5-Man, but you know what I hated after that announcement? It was when people asked them about, are we getting more? It was the typical, well, if you buy the DVDs, and I'm like, oh my God, I hate this so much.
How many more of these am I going to have to fucking buy? And that's another thing that really irks me because when they also announced 5-Man, they announced that they were doing Kuga.
Which is great. I pre-ordered that immediately.
I pre-ordered that as what I did.
Expeditiously.
As soon as that shit went up. Dude, the night that they announced that it was open, when they had that URL, that QR code that you can post, that shit wasn't working, but I had it on a tab, and just all night I kept refreshing it and refreshing until it came up so I could pre-order it. But that's another point. So they also asked with the Kuga thing, I was like, so what Kamen Rider show is next? Are you going to do this? And they're like, well, if you buy the Kuga and show that there's interest, and I am so fucking tired of hearing that bullshit. Why do we have to jump through hoops to show you that we want the product? Like, how many more fucking belts and fig arts and fucking t-shirts off of Amazon do we all have to buy to show, yes, we are an audience, we want the product, give us the fuck, like. And I know they appreciate the fact, like, oh, we can just, sell them the shit and not give them the show. But, like, we want the show, too. Like, can we get DVDs?
Pro is giving me Ultraman shows that I didn't ask for, but they just give it to me. I'm like...
They are they're throwing up... Dude, we're getting a fucking obscure cartoon
That's
like,
the sick part. It's sick.
that's
It's
the
like
disgusting part. They're
I didn't even
like,
ask for this obscure cartoon, but they're like, oh, here's DVD if you want to buy it.
look,
Cool.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna break kayfabe for a minute to be real.
Mhm.
When they announced that they were doing this with Mill Creek, like I just assumed we were gonna get maybe the first show, maybe Ultra Q, maybe a couple of the shows, maybe some of the new generation because that's the most recent thing.
Yeah.
And that was gonna be it, and the line was gonna get discontinued. When I tell you these steady stream, like it doesn't let up, and you love to see it. Like I wish
addiction. It's like a crack addiction at this point.
And ladies and gentlemen, and anything in between, me and CJ were talking before the show started, and I say like I pre-ordered everyone that comes out, like no questions asked. I don't even have to see the fucking cover art. As soon as that page goes up,
it could be a crayon. It could be a crayon cover art. I'm buying it. Don't matter.
I don't give because I said. And when they announced it, I also said to myself, whatever they come out with, I'm just going to pre-order and buy because I got to support the brand. I'm going to show it. And they are challenging me to put my money where my mouth is. And so far, knock on wood, bless base Zordon, I'm keeping up. But I really just wish.
Prime, Ultraman Decker episode 1 is on YouTube. I didn't ask for that on YouTube, but it's on there.
They're like the simulcast, like, it's like Toei, like, you know, and it's so insane to me because I was talking with some people the other day, and you know, Futo PI, the Kamen Rider Double anime just premiered on Crunchyroll. Watch the first episode. It's based on a manga. We're probably going to talk about that later day, but I don't want to, you know, have that hijack the discussion.
It's garnering interest. To be fair,
it is. But watching the first 2 episodes and then realizing that this anime is a sequel to a live-action show that does not have a presence in America, and that you want to watch it, the only thing that is available to you right now, and this could be taken away because I haven't checked the YouTube channel in a while, the only thing you have are the first 2 episodes and the A through Z movie. That's it. And I'm like...
You would have thought Shout Factory would have been like, hey, you know what? Let's put out Kamen Rider Double.
That would have been the opportunity. Like, what are they fucking doing? Like, I'm so flabbergasted right now. Like I don't want to say I'm speechless because as you can clearly see, I got a lot to say about this subject, and it's fucking infuriating.
It's the cross promotion is insane because like even with the state of Netflix, and a lot of us are kind of nervous on what that means for the Ultraman animated series. It still isn't discounting the fact that Supro is still like, all right, we can still keep giving you Ultraman, and hey, continue buying the Ultraman manga that the Netflix show is based off of, and that's it. And it's like, all right, cool, gotcha.
And it's also really weird because they do those live streams and stuff on Ultraman Connection. Like they seem to be way more. And then again, I keep forgetting that
Supro, they're trying.
Supro for years have been trying to get Ultraman, and they're like they are committed to that bit. So like I can't say I don't understand because this is their years of planning coming into fruition. So you know, more power to them.
Yeah. But I mean, look, I'm happy for 5-Man. It's great, but I'm just like, hey, can we get what's the one after Hurricane?
Arbor Ranger. And so like, I don't care.
That.
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna be that guy. I don't give a fuck what series they release. Just put them shits on DVD. I will buy them. And what really irked me is after the 5-Man announcement, I see all these people going, well, I don't really care about 5-Man. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up.
Put it out.
Like here, just put it out. Put the product out. Like just drop it out. Copy Supro. Just drop the shit out. If people gonna buy it, they'll buy it. If they don't buy it, then you know I understand you got to eat that licensing cost, but. And you know what? Now that I said it out loud, maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's why that's total.
What's his face?
The licensing shit.
Yeah, what's his face? I forgot the guy that did the YouTube video about that. I forgot the guy's name and channel. I feel so horrible because I actually did favor that video, and he was talking about that. And basically, what it boils down to is
Toei doesn't. When you buy the license, you don't. If I say I want Kamen Rider, they do it. They don't give you the whole thing package. They give you piecemeal. So
single season. So if you want if you want Kamen Rider, they're gonna be like, all right, pick Kamen Rider. That's what you get.
Like which one you want, and like you know, we talked about this in the podcast before. That's what was fucked up Bandai of America because they set up the American arm to license their products, but instead of giving the products to their American distributor, they had to also pitch and compete against other. Like that's fucking crazy as shit to me. Like. You are our U.S. face. So you would think, oh, we'll just get the stuff funneled to us from Japan. They're like, nah, bitch, you got to bid too. Like, are you fucking for real?
Yeah, it is insane how that shit goes, and it's ridiculous. But so right after that, I went to San Diego Comic-Con, great time, fun times. There was a lot of toys that they had there, but one of them that caught my eye, Flame Toys, they're doing a Dinosaur, and it's the Flame Toys Dinosaurs, which I'm like, huh.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief, not feeling them.
I think it's the sort of the pterodactyl that throws me off.
Yeah, and like maybe this is just me, but some things don't have to be hyper stylized. You know what I mean? Like,
this is what I was expecting the 2017 movie to go for.
And you know what? That's fair.
I kind of in my head when I think about it, especially with the way the pterodactyl wings is more pronounced than this one versus how in the original Zhu Ranger and MPR it's non-existent, right? It's
speaking that up. So what is up with U.S. Interpretations giving Daijujin wings? Like, do they look at that design and screams it has to fly? I don't understand. Like, what is with that? What's going on?
We need to find a use for the pterodactyl wings. So throw some wings on the back. Sure.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm like, being my whole chest cavity, that seems pretty important. I don't fucking know.
I mean, doesn't that play into how we in America tend to overstylize stuff? Look, I love the Michael Bay Transformer movies, but I think we could agree that them shits were as ridiculously detailed as it was. They were also ridiculously busy.
Yeah, I would say,
especially Devastator.
I would say unnecessarily busy. Like it didn't have to, bro. What were you doing? What were you doing? Like
Devastator was unnecessarily busy. He's like, can I just get the typical green and that color scheme? It just
and just when they're standing still, just shit, just moving on. That's like, why is that even converting and moving while you're standing still? You're not doing anything. Why is that moving?
Meanwhile, Bumblebee movie just brought it back to normal. Like, nah, just keep it simple.
Right, kiss. That's fine.
Done. Yeah. I hope the next movie that they're doing keeps it simple. That's all I ask.
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about this Rise of the Beast, bro. Kind of nervous.
Kind of nervous. Yeah. Look. Also, hold on, Prime. I think we're also prophets on this. I think both of us said this. Coming from Discotech, Space Sheriff Gavin.
Papa bless.
I pre-ordered that shit with the quickness. I think both of us said. I'm guessing I said after Wolf. Wow.
Just Beyond
did successful. They got to keep going with the Metal Hero, and what do you know? We get Space Sheriff Gavin. I'm like, thank you,
Papa bless you. And the transfers from the screenshots they showed look immaculate.
Can we get Metalder? Can we get that?
Can we get Scheider? Scheider?
That would be great. just so people can know where the roots of VR Troopers came from. That would be great. That would be great. I'm happy. Look, I'm happy because I think the Toei channel took down the Space Sheriff Gavin episodes, which I was kind of a little miffed about.
Yeah, I'm really vexed, so to speak, about that. So how'd that experiment go, Toei? Your Tokusatsu world. What were your reportings or findings on that?
I don't know. It's like it's just vibes at this point with that channel. So it's like if you feel like watching a random episode, sure, but it is what it is.
Like you remember that fucking press release they put out? Like whatever those lofty goals you stated up front. You know what?
I mean, when the official Power Rangers YouTube channel is catching more waves than the Toei channel,
you done fucked up. You done fucked it up.
Because it's like the Power Rangers channel finally realized, shit, you know what? We need to go on ahead and get going on giving them all these seasons because we've really been bullshitting, and then they finally giving us all the seasons. Thank God.
What were they live streaming the other day? Because I was gonna consider stopping and watching it, but I had something else come up. Was it Down Thunder? Or was it
I think it might have been Wild Force because I think it's the anniversary of Wild Force.
Yes. Okay.
This year is the anniversary of Wild Force, and everybody the other day was talking about it, which I'm like, cool. I might try to go to Ranger Stop Orlando for a day to get some autographs from the Wild Force crew, minus the Red Ranger, because
circumstances.
Jail
things happen.
I gotta be real. When I saw the Ranger stuff, and it was like it's a Wild Force reunion, and I'm like, and Cole's not there. Yeah. Who's gonna be that?
What's a fucking meme? No Decker.
Prime, what is the odds that somebody during the panel is going to ask, what do you think about Cole not being there?
You know, knowing the Power Ranger fandom, I'm not going to take that sucker's bet. Like, knowing these tacklers, motherfuckers, you know what? Pretty high. Pretty high.
I mean, I'm messy, but I ain't that messy. I'm like, nah.
I mean, I'm trashy, but I ain't that damn trash.
It's like we know the vibes. We know the vibes. I mean, just as I'm pretty sure, you know, also say John being at doing convention circuits during his debacle right now. I'm pretty sure, you know. I mean, which is funny because apparently, like his peoples has been telling folks, hey, don't mention anything about also St. John. Da 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 da. That's what I've been hearing so far. People that have been going to conventions.
Unless I'm not there, because I don't give a fuck.
Hey, I got my autograph before the PPP loan shit, so I'm good. You knew I had to bring it up.
You know what, dog? You know what? We're a bad influence on each other. How about that? How about that?
Speaking of which, we actually interviewed Walter Jones at San Diego. Walter Jones is a great guy. I love him.
What did he say?
He's
Did you say who you are, where you're from?
You know, I said who are where you're from. There's odds that he probably knows. I was chatting it up with him and stuff. We did an interview with him. Great, like I said, great guy. You know, and I think I had brought up the whole thing about like when they changed the hairstyle in season 2. and sure enough, he said that was his idea because he said he was inspired by Lorenz Tate from the Inkwell at around that same time, and he wanted to really kind of do it up, and they were really gung-ho on him, change up his hairstyle and stuff, you know, but it was just kind of funny. It was like, that was my low-key way of like, you know, kind of bringing up the hairline jokes and stuff in a way, so, you know. But D said the best. He's like, yeah, Walter knows. He ain't stupid. But yeah, he like I said, he's a great guy. I love him. Great guy, you know, got to talk to him. He definitely, it was kind of interesting because he was definitely, I think, because the thing this year with conventions was like this welcome back, like, you know, everybody's finally going to conventions, and it was just this big blowout, and Power Rangers made its presence known this year with the Boom Studios because they announced Mighty Morphin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and I'm like, hooray!
Nah, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro.
Because I don't know what you're gonna do for your second time. Because if it ain't the Jedi outfits, what the fuck are we doing?
It's the fuck. They tease it. It's the fucking. It's teasing in the first one. It's gonna be the fucking Krang, and they're gonna bullshit, waste 2 issues, then tease a fucking sequel. Kiss my ass. I'm good. Y'all have fun with that.
Shredder has the fucking Ninja outfit for no damn reason.
All right, I can't wait to see. So what's the White Ranger Shredder gonna look like? Get the fuck out of here.
Prime, don't do that. Because if it's White Ranger Shredder, I might just burn that fucking comic to the ground. Like, fuck this.
I can already predict that shit gonna be the Krang are gonna because I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because they heard us, they had to hear everybody roasting that shit, wondering like, why would you what? So it has to be said during season 3, right? It has to, right? Right. It has to, right?
Krang Zed mashup.
Krang with Master Val, like Krang Yokai. Look, you know what? Let me stop. Let me shut the fuck up because I'm
look. Shredder Green Ranger mashup made for a nice Lightning Collection figure, but that's about it. Story wise, made no fucking sense.
They explain. I'm still waiting for somebody to explain to me how does that work.
Prime. It looks dope as hell.
They couldn't even give a line about with my foot magic. You know, they couldn't even give me that shit. Like, you know what?
I mean, if you just said because Shredder said so, I would have took that like, all right, it's Shredder.
I was saying, if you would have gave me because I'm the Shredder, I'm like, all right, bet I'll take that.
I punched Tommy in the face. I took his coin. All right, cool.
It tracks. Right. That makes sense. All right, or like I said, but I got some Dimension X magic. I'm gonna customize this to my anything at all. But you don't care. You don't give a fuck. So why should I give a fuck? Now,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you know. Also, at the same time, the Zoom Comics, the Mighty Morphin Comics, they're getting a Melissa Flores. She is going to be the person that's going to be in charge of the Boom Studio comic books, which I'm actually interested in what she can bring to the table.
Wish her all the best. I'm not reading that shit. Have fun.
It's been interesting. Like I said, the in space story that they've been telling has been fun. Has been a fun read. I'll say that.
I am going to take your 100% word for that because I
It's been
decline.
it's been interesting. Now, if they decide to do another side story, kind of like the Green Ranger one and the Time Force one, well, Godspeed to y'all, because I don't know if I could take another hit for the team on that one again. I read the Time Force one for you guys, and I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. Nah. I'm happy for the Time Force people that love it. Hey, I'm happy for them, but it's like,
look, you know what? I'm glad that you have something that you can enjoy. I'm just saying this is just one thing that we are not going to see eye to eye on or agree on. But that's fine. If you're liking it, more power to you. Talk it up to the hills. I appreciate
you. Yeah. Did you see the rollout for Kamen Rider Geats?
Oh, you mean Ryuki Fortnite? I can't wait.
I hate you. But you know what, folks, you might be saying, what does Prime mean? This. I mean, the basis behind it is essentially these group they gain points, and whoever wins basically can reshape the world in their own being, kind of thing. Kind of like the Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power kind of thing in a way.
Kind of like Ryuki, the Rider War, where you get to
but that was depressing.
Get that one wish.
That was depressing. Prime. People died.
Well, I don't know, man. We real in these streets. Shit happens.
Hey, Ryuki was real as hell. Which shout out to Tubi, because Ryuki is on there, and you should watch that. It's great.
Most definitely, Ryuki is awesome.
But yeah, this has been interesting. I saw the press rollout for it, and I was like, this is sparking my curiosity. I like the designs a little bit.
It took me a minute. It took me a minute to like Geet's costume, but I'm kind of warming up to it.
Like this one.
Yeah.
He's
very, very foxy. I'm digging it.
Yeah. This one too. I think this one. Yeah, it's pretty. It's looking pretty good, man. I'm like, all right.
Did you see that meme Iggy Devil posted where he said it took becoming a monstrosity, but now a Kamen Rider can kick and punch at the same time? She was mad funny, man. I was laughing for like 30 minutes.
God damn. That's some savage shit.
That shit was funny as fuck.
Shoto, shout out to them. They're giving us some Dinjaman figures, and they look dope as shit.
As all Shotos do.
I mean, I still haven't bought one yet, but
I'm about to say I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole, but I feel like if I do, it's OV for me and my wallet.
I mean, I saw the Go-Go V ones, and I wanted them, and then I saw the price, and I was like, And they have all the weapons with them too. That's the thing. And it's like, ugh. But they look. I mean, look at this. This is like detailed as hell. Like, come on, man. Like this shit here is where I was like, I want to buy it now. Like.
And I'm so excited that we live in a world that we might eventually get this on DVD here. Like that's my takeaway from Shop Factor. Like we might finally.
And then the people can finally make sense of Super Mega Force using them.
Fucking no way. Every day I wake up.
Every day I'm just like, I question it, but at the same time, like I'm inner giddy as hell that they just did that shit just cause.
Every day I wake up. And I remember we were talking about this shit. And it's like, if it was just the Die Ranger suits, we could have just let that shit slide and go, okay, that's cute. That's a nice callback and a wink and a nod for us.
That one episode where they went out of their fucking way.
They tripped over themselves to add pre-Ju suits.
That had me in tears. I was like, bruh, you had to lay up.
They refilmed shit to add pre-Ju suits. Like, what the fuck?
Prime, that was me looking at it like weird flex, but okay, like sure you had the money for it, but why?
And why was it that the show used more 5-man and more Was it Turbo Ranger? No, was it?
No, it was Turbo Ranger. They used
was
that.
it
They used the Turbo Ranger episode, not the Turbo, like not the
Not Power Rangers Turbo. No, we're talking about the Sentai Turbo Ranger.
Yeah, so the one that was non the fuck was the Sentai Power Ranger Turbo? It was based off of
Car Ranger.
They didn't use Car Ranger. They used Turbo Ranger, pre-Zhu Ranger Sentai. Like,
I'm like,
bro,
why would you?
Like, had an easy layup right there.
Why would they use more than Mega Ranger or Go-Go 5? That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me at all.
It's like it was on some Toei Senpai, please notice us tip. It really was. For no reason.
I mean, you ain't lying. Out of their fucking way. The show used Mask Man more than it used In Space and Lost Galaxy. Like,
it was, you know what it reminded me of, Rob? It was like how with AEW, a lot of complaints that people have with AEW now, where it's like, hey guys, we're gonna see Jon Moxley wrestle this indie wrestler. And everybody was like, congratulations, we don't fucking know who this indie wrestler is.
But look, is that how it is? Like the 5 people had to do, they're like salivating at the mouth, like, oh baby.
Like, was I happy to see them actually put 5 men in Super Mega Force? Sure, but Joe, some 7-year-old kid is like, what the hell is this?
I think what they're thinking is like some 7-year-old who wasn't even alive on the other shows. They don't know what it's a Power Ranger is a Power Ranger, bro.
No, that's not how it works.
That's not how any
sure,
of
the
works.
kid might be excited because it's a multicolored hero in a suit, but they're just gonna be like, what is this?
First of all, I don't like how everyone their default is just assume that all children are fucking stupid. I mean, maybe your kids are because you're raising them, but kids aren't that fucking stupid. Like, come on, man.
Oh my god, man. But that was a moment. I swear to God, that was a moment in Power Rangers history where it felt like all of us on Twitter had the collective.
I was just gonna say, do you remember when that shit aired? The fucking timeline.
It was hilarious. It was a mix of people that were confused, and then people like us that was like, "This is hilarious. This is like the weirdest flex of all time."
Like, why would you even? It's so why? Just dog. What the?
But in other news too, with the Fudo PI on Crunchyroll, we're getting another belt release from the collection. Was it the
CSM?
Yeah, CSM. That's the Fudo driver, which I think is going for close to $200 US dollars, which isn't bad actually.
No, for a double driver, oh hell no, that's pretty.
Yeah. So if you never bought this driver and you want a double driver, now is a good time.
My question would be, what's the difference?
It looks a little bit more shiny. They said the belt itself is a same reissue from the one that came out previously, but it's the drivers themselves that's like different. Like the USB sticks is like a little bit different in terms of the design, basically.
So then my question would be, so that belt's coming out. So are you gonna put some Dyzas back on the US shop so I can buy some? Are you Bandai? Possibly. I need some more belt displays, please.
You know how they are. They'll definitely do that because they need the monies. They definitely need the monies. Yeah. Hey, look, I might get it because I don't have a double driver.
Same here. I'm gonna have to do some soul searching. I have to think about it. Gonna have to maybe find some room in the budget.
Because I bought both Gokaiger Memorial morphers, so I'm happy.
Good man.
Yeah. So Kamen Rider 01 is getting a comic, and Brandon Easton is writing it. Now, have you heard what the story is about? Is it just a retelling of the show, or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. These were events that happened in between the show. Like, it could be canon, could not be canon. Yeah, because as someone on Twitter pointed out, it has to take place during the show because, spoilers alert, a lot of those characters they kind of fucking die. So
yeah, per some of the movies, they left it up to interpretation for a couple of characters, and I'm like, all right.
Some of them they're definitely fucking dead.
Yeah, dead.
So has to take place in between episodes, which I mean, I guess that's fine. We'll see how Toei works it. So I wonder, is this opening the floodgates? Now, what I'm excited about is that they're doing the art looks pretty cool. You tell me how that is. But I'm going to be getting the
I like how Prime sacrifices me. Like, hey, you tell me how it is. I ain't touching it.
Man, you let me know how that works out. I'll think about it. But I am excited about they're doing a translation of the Cougar manga, and I'm getting that shit. And that shit is pre-fucking ordered. Please believe.
I did not know that.
Yes,
I did not know that. That is
now I don't know which. Yeah, I don't know which manga it is. I hope it's the one that has the Riki prologue. I think I don't know. I'll have to look it
up. If you can, the Lightning Collection Power Sword is back in stock. I might buy it because I missed out on the Bandai one, and it seems as though with the release of the Power Lance, it's looking like they're definitely doing all the weapons to be able to form your own little power blaster. And
that's my question. When they come out with the Power Bow, will it have the pieces to attach them all together?
It seems that way with the Power Lance. I saw a video of somebody reviewing the toy, and the Power Lance definitely pops in and out. There definitely looks like a section, but it'll probably connect somehow to it. So we'll see.
Don't tell me that, CJ. Please don't tell me that.
The Lance, the Lance is adult size finally, because if you grew up back in the early 90s, that was a very kiddie, very, very kiddie power weapons that Bandai released back during that time.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what? That's what I said. I feel kids now, they got all the good toys. They're reaping the benefits of the people that grew up in our era that are in those positions at these toy companies that can actually fully realize what we always dreamed of having.
You love to see it.
It's always great, because I always was like, yo, can I get a power sword? Oh, they're making it. Dope. So, have you heard any? Okay, so the Zord Ascension project that they've been releasing, is it basically like a better version of the legacy Zords in a way or something, or what?
Better is a very debatable term.
That doesn't sound good.
That word is doing a whole lot of work carrying that sentence. So it's essentially just Hasbro doing their own legacy version of the Zords that looks like 25% different from the Bandai modes, quote. So, as the kids in the streets say, it is what it is.
Okay.
What are your feelings on that Dragon Zord model that they previewed?
Look, it looks nice. I missed out on Titanus, so I might buy the whatever they put out Titanus and see if it works with my legacy figures. But at this point, I'm just like, yo, just give me Shogun Zord and just get the Zeo already so I can buy it. That's just where I'm at this point.
We'll see what happens, man. I'm not optimistic.
And I try to be, but sometimes it's
They make it hard. They
do make it hard. The Ranger keys are back for, speaking of the Memorial Edition. They are putting out a Ranger Keys Memorial Edition, and it's including the Don Brothers Ranger keys.
Oh, yes, very nice.
So what you're getting in this collection is 28 pieces total. You're getting Goggle 5, Zhu Ranger, Hurricaneer, Go Busters, and Don Brothers. And each of them represents Goggle 5 is the 40th anniversary, Zhu Ranger's 30th, Hurricaneer's 20th, and Go Busters' 10th anniversary, and Don Brothers is the current year, and it's going for $143. Pre-orders are up right now. Yeah, so.
Goddamn.
I think my Ranger key wall, when I get it going, is definitely going to be looking nice. Definitely.
Are you gonna get the setup like Gosei had, bro, with them shits lined up in rows?
I'm debating, depending on where I move to, that could happen definitely, because I gotta flex on them out here.
You have to.
Got to.
Prerequisite.
I feel it's like I've seen you post up your pictures of your figure art sets, and I'm like, I am envious of Prime that he is really getting a good collection going to this, and I'm like, man, looking nice. Nice.
I'm sitting in the room now. I got to do some renovations here pretty soon. Getting kind of crowded out now.
At this point, it's like, so you're gonna have to rent out a basement for your collection at this stage.
Separate office or something, bro.
It's like, I feel this is like first world problems as a toy collector. It's like,
Say life could be worse. Life could be worse.
Yeah, Lightning Collection, we're getting Lost Galaxy Green Ranger, which I'm like, yay, because what's his face? Damon's face actually looks like Damon. Congrats. Excellent.
It only took them how many figures?
Hey, look, at least they got his face corrected. I think it's because he's bald, so they didn't have to have any, they didn't have to mess up with any hair.
Can we not pick on Walter for one day?
I'm not picking on no. See, I'm not picking on Walter. Somebody made a joke about they did the Homelander meme, and it was like when a white creative has to draw a black character and they draw him bald, they don't have to do the hair, and it's like, whew, I don't have to draw hair. I don't have to do that because gotta be real. Some white creatives they'll default to bald if it makes it easier for them. So can't fuck that up. You really can't fuck that up. Yeah. Adam's the only one that's egregious to me because I bought the Adam for the metallic figure because I wanted to kind of have something that's different from Zach's, right? What gets me about Adam's Lightning Collection figure is that they gave him the Lizardnator gun, and I'm like, but that was Zach that had the Lizardnator gun.
Sir,
what are we doing here?
Are you expecting Hasbro to give a fuck? Is that what you're doing here on this podcast, sir?
It's like Zach gets 2 figures, granted 2 different hairstyles, fair, but yet fucking Adam gets 3, and one of them wasn't even something that he was a part of. It's just like, huh?
Sir, you are asking Hasbro to actually give a fuck. That's
you couldn't give him the Super Circle one from his episode,
sir. You're asking. That's like asking the sun not to be hot, man. Like you're not getting that. It's not happening.
I'm sorry, Prime. Like I'm starting. I haven't hit your level of like I don't care about the Lightning Collection anymore, but it's getting there. It's getting there,
and they're making it very easy for you to do so.
I'm already picking and choosing what I want to get, so it's like, yeah.
Right, dude. I was at fucking Target, and they had the pink, blue Najeti Ranger and Pudgy Pig on clearance, and I left them shits there. I just like whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I didn't want to get the Ninjetti as much as I did. I'd rather just get the metallic figures just because my thing was always if I'm doing the Lightning Collection, if I was going to get Adam, Rocky, Aishi and them, I'd rather just go with the metallic figures to go kind of differentiate from the OG MPR Rangers, which I think is great. And I was like, the Ninjetti is just too much. I like it, but it's like not me. I'm fine with it. There's another person on IG that actually has been he does like custom figures, and he did like a Green Ranger Ninjetti figure.
Nice.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of custom figures off of Lightning Collection.
Now, what would his Ninjetti animal be though?
That's the crazy part. They just kept them with the dragon one on it.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, no, it's very lazy, but the imagery looks nice though. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, which dragon symbol? The foot or the Godzilla head?
I think it was the Godzilla head. If I remember.
Okay, that could work.
I gotta find it.
That could work.
Shin Ultraman is finally getting international release, and September 1st is when it's going to start becoming available.
Believe in the Ultraman agenda.
Oh yeah, I mean, because apparently the international rollout is going to be at like the film festivals, and I'm like, yes, please bring this to us, please. I will really love it. So yeah, the Ultraman. I'm hearing good things about Shin Ultraman.
I'm hearing it's an outstanding fucking movie.
I mean, and I'm waiting for Shin Kamen Rider to drop because we need that in our lives very much. So I'm trying to think.
So let me ask you this question. So we got Shin Ultraman, we got Shin Kamen Rider. Will we get a Shin Go Ranger?
Because technically they're doing Shin. They're already doing because the Black Kamen Rider Black Sun is technically. So Yeah, they probably do Shin Go Ranger. I don't know what that would look like though. That's the thing, because it seems like the theme of the Shin series is that they're keeping the suits in a way. They might do something slightly different, but they still keep the aspect of that suit intact. Like when we saw the Shin Kamen Rider trailer, they didn't deviate from the suit in any sort of way, from what I saw. I can see them doing Shin Go Ranger. I mean, it makes financial sense. If I mean you're already going in that direction, why not? Go trifecta with it. Because I mean, what would the Metal Hero equivalent of that be? Like Gavin?
Yeah, Shin Gavin. Would they do Shin Gavin?
Could be. Like I said, it's money. It is definitely money. I mean, it's. Did you see that complete selection thing for the B fighter gun?
Yes. The B Magnum? Yes. Yes.
Shit look clean.
I mean, I want it. I want it bad. I want it bad. I want it so bad.
But also, I'm hoping we get B fighter on from Discotheque.
I mean, who do we have to talk to? I hope.
I
You know
mean,
what? I also hope we get a re-release of VR Troopers and Beetleborgs. Like, come on, man.
yeah, didn't they release those series in full already? Basically.
Yeah, and then they put them. Now they're out of print. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, no, the streets been wanting them for so long. It's like, meanwhile, everybody's asking for Mystic Knights, and I'm like, do you know how much loopholes and red tape they gotta go through for that shit? Like, I think people don't realize how much red tape is involved to get Mystic Knights of Terranode on DVD in any sort of way.
Yeah, and I saw a fan project. They were trying to do a remaster.
That's gonna be tough because that's VHS and.
Yeah, I'm glad to see. Somebody sent me the link. I gotta see if I still have it. But like from the process, like it's going along pretty well. The last time I saw it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think somebody said though, if you have something on VHS, it does make it easier for the transfer if you're trying to like beef it up to HD. That's at least that's what I heard. So
yeah, so that's also why I'm about to be a video nerd real quick. That's also one of the reasons why the old shows from Ultraman were put on Blu-ray, and some of the newer Heisei shows were being on DVD because the old shows were filmed on film, so they were able to be, it's an easier transfer process to upscale and clean up than it was doing shit that was filmed on digital cameras. I'm not going to go into a history lesson. I'm not a technical thing. You can look it up and read that shit yourself.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the reasons why, if I could find a dude's video, I'll link it. But he was talking about that's why I like the Super Sentai DVDs didn't really blow up compared to the Ultraman DVDs, is because since they're on DVD, the price point is going to be markedly different. If you're selling something for $50 or $40, why pay that when I can go over here and buy Ultraman on Blu-ray for $20, $25? So I mean, that's part of the reason why Ultraman has been able to been selling out like Game Busters, because of the price point. And price point is always going to reign king over everything else. So
yes.
But yeah. Oh yeah, the Ultraman ones that you were telling about, I think you said Nexus and Max.
Nexus, Cosmos. And Max is coming up soon.
Yeah. So those are the other two. Like I said, they are just feeding people these things, and I mean, can you really complain? Not really.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I need to take a picture of my shelf. It's a glorious thing to behold.
I mean, it is definitely going to be great. So let's get into this and stuff. We're not going to be long on it and stuff because we're just going to be praising the show. So Ultraman Dyna. It is a sequel series to Ultraman Tiga, which for me, during our journeys on Morphin Metacast talking about Ultraman series, having a show that's a sequel to another show, maybe I'm wrong, you can correct me on this, Prime. A lot of the shows that were like sequel series to the original show, they kind of play fast and loose in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And Dyna is kind of the same way. It's a direct sequel, but it felt like they played very fast and loose with that direct sequel to it.
Kind of like Tiga Agito. Well, I think be fair, I think
Kugo Agito.
Can I say Kuga Agito. I feel like Dyna is more closely related to Tiga than Kuga was to Agito was to Kuga, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, super guts.
Mm-hmm.
And the way because I think during the course of the show, he does team up with Ultraman Tiga.
He does not.
I thought no. I thought it was the movie.
He does. That's a movie.
Yeah,
Daigo does show up. Daigo does show up in the show, but not as Tiga.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of the movie because somebody also uploaded the Tiga Dyna movie, and I don't know why in my head I was thinking that was like part of the show. You know, kind of like how Kamen Rider, they'll put a movie in the middle of the season of the show. I don't know why I was like thinking that off rip. So my bad, folks. No, don't want to.
No, actually, yeah, that movie does take place during the show in between some events because you can see the episode. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I thought it was one of those Ultraman movies that they put out after the season's over.
No, there is one, but that also takes place during the show. But the movie, what you're thinking about, the Ultraman Dyna Tiga team up, around the episode where Commander Irma, and the other Guts guys come up, because you can see that two-parter. Was it two-part? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where they show up. I think that's right around the time when that movie comes out, or happens. Air quote happens.
Now, what makes this interesting is the Spheres, who are the main bad guys of Dyna. They're also the main bad guys for Ultraman Decker.
Yes, because Decker is new generation Dyna.
I know that, but it's just all these connections is so wild, because I think isn't like Decker pretty much kind of like a commemoration to, like, was it 25th anniversary of Dyna, essentially?
I think so. Yeah, well, yeah, it has to, because that's what Trigger was for Tiga. So yeah.
It's just kind of crazy to see those connections, because I think the previous Ultraman that we talked about, they play very fast and loose with the history. Whenever they team up with another Ultra, you don't question how that Ultra got there. You just roll with it, because it's like, all right, fuck it. They're teaming up with them. Cool. Fine. Why not?
Yeah, that's what Ultraman does. That's one of the things I really like about the franchise, is how it plays with the continuity, how you're able to have all these crossovers and team ups and homages. Now, at this point, I also feel like it's a double-edged sword, that it's hurting the shows. So, like we said, for example, Decker is essentially the new Dyna, but Decker is doing the same thing that a lot of the other new generation shows are doing, and that's, doing homages and having monsters from all generations of Ultraman show up. And I feel like it's the same issue I had with Trigger, because Trigger didn't really feel like a Tiga homage. It just felt like another standard generic Ultraman show, and not really taking advantage of their stated premise of being, again, the new generation Tiga. And so a lot of those strange things, like I said before, like why does Trigger feel like it does a better job of homaging Ultra 7 and Ultraman 80 than it does doing Ultraman Tiga? And the most recent episode of Decker that had the Elect King, I liked the episode. I thought it was a great episode, but I felt like, why did this have to be a Decker episode? It more or less felt like an Ultra 7 episode, and like you're not really taking advantage of, again, your central premise and theme. Don't get me wrong, because I feel like I say that people are like, oh, you just hate the show. No, I'm loving Decker. Like every episode I've seen so far, it's been a really good show, having a great ride with it. But like, I just can't help to feel like it's not living up to its promise or its potential. Another case in point with that. So the episode before that, they had Decker fight Gamora, the standard, OG standard bearer Ultraman monster who appears in a lot of different shows. And he has a moment where the spears come down and they infect Gamora, and he turns into a new form called Spear Gamora. It's cool seeing another form of Gamora, especially if you watch Ultra Monster Galaxy Fight. Always on board with seeing forms of Gamora. I love Gamora. Is one of my favorite Ultraman monsters. Why is he in a TGD era show? Like, why is he fighting Decker? Why is that Gamora? Why isn't that Goza? That doesn't make it. Why?
Yeah. So this being actually, before we get into dive into some of the characters and fave episodes and all that, what was your overall thoughts revisiting it? Because this is my first time watching Dyna. So for you, I'm pretty sure you watched it before. What was your kind of like reaction, like revisiting.
Oh no, this is my first time watching Dyna.
Oh really? See,
yeah,
I was assuming.
that.
See, this is why I assume Prime is like Ultraman Extraordinary, and he's seen all this already. So it's like, oh, okay, so first time. So what was your
before Mill Creek blessed us with the Ultraman agenda? I had seen a lot of Ultraman, but not everything. So that's why I'm so excited to buy all these Blu-rays and DVDs, because I get to watch and experience a lot of these shows for the first time. So this is my first time watching Dyna. I had heard a lot about it. I knew a lot about it, Dyna. You know what? I take it back. I'm lying. I had watched the movie before I watched the show, because the two movies came out in America before the show, because right around the time of Ultraman Tiga on 4Kids. Well, anyway, but this is my first time actually watching the show.
Okay.
So had an absolute blast seeing like all the connections, and I think it did a really good job of again carrying the connection and carrying the brand after Tiga had revitalized and re-energized Ultraman as a series, and the contrast to see between Shin, Asuka, and Daigo, their personalities. Look, I like Daigo a lot, but I can see a lot of the criticism, because like he's kind of stoic, but I understand one of the reasons why Daigo has to be
the Tiga episode. So yeah, you're right.
We know a lot of the reasons why he had to be the way he had to be, because the Johnny and Associates don't play that shit. So they really don't. They fucking. I'm like, I fear Johnny and Associates more than I fear the Yakuza. But you laughing? I'm dead serious.
I know you dead serious.
But so like seeing that contrast is really cool, and again seeing how he will respond to situations versus how Daigo respond to situations, like just him being like a dumbass for most of the show, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, Daigo wouldn't do that, but I mean, like it shows his growth throughout the show. So like, I had an absolute blast watching it, and it was also frustrating because I watched this almost directly after watching Trigger, where I was completely disappointed in it being a successor show to Tiga. Then seeing Dyna going, oh, so they can do a successor show to Tiga and do it right. Oh, okay. Fascinating.
Shocking. Because jumping ahead, Shin ends up meeting up with Daigo on Mars the last two episodes. Like, just straight up like, oh yeah, he has a daughter, they're chilling on Mars, they're growing crops. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Hey, fun fact. Did you know that because of the deal with Johnny and Associates, when that episode of Dyna when Dyna streams is on streaming services, that episode is omitted?
Real? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because of Johnny and Associates. They don't play that shit.
What? They were really serious about that?
They are very fearful about protecting their talent and their images, and sticking to their contracts. Yeah.
Wow.
Again, check my math. I could be wrong, but I remember reading and talking to people. As a matter of fact, I can check that shit right now, because I can't check that shit right now. What do you mean? What do you mean?
So we're live. We can do this. Come on now. We're the internet.
check what? No, I'm not doing anything that's unheard of. But yeah, which I remember somebody complaining about this shit because the show just kind of stops. Like after the episode, like none of that shit makes sense. Like the show has no.
Be like a power. You know what? It's like when Dragon Ball Z stopped after Goku got the fucking Namek and was fighting fucking Jason Berter, and then it cuts to the beginning. You're like, wait a minute, what happened?
Like, no, is the show over?
Show just over? Like, imagine that showing 50 and 51, and you're just like, so how does this end again?
Inquiring minds would love to know.
Now you got it. You know what? Actually, you know what, Prime? That reminds me of how they did fucking Dragon Knight dirty and didn't show his last 3 episodes, and you were just stuck like, huh? What happened?
Put them shits on. What was the name of that fucking streaming app?
CW Seed or some shit like that?
No. Was it CC?
Yeah, it was Seed.
Bullshit.
They put that shit on. They put the last 3 episodes of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight on Seed, and everybody was like, hold up. You couldn't even just show the last 3 episodes just because. Nah, you gotta go online on the app to watch Seed.
The absolute fucking state.
Man, CW did not know what they had, man. They did not know what they had. I would say the best thing about Dyna for me, though. Well, actually, hold up. I'll let you finish. So first time watching it. Overall, you enjoyed it, basically.
But yeah. After watching it, like I couldn't. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I liked it. But I was going back and forth in my mind. Like, do I like this or Tiga more? Because they both do some different things. They do some things similar. They do something, but Dyna does a couple of things better. But I say it's up there neck and neck. It's a really, really outstanding fucking show.
Cool. I was digging it. Doing research, the fact that a lot of the characters came out of the Ultraman Tiga Final Odyssey, and we kind of see like where a lot of them were part of the whole, was it the Squad Zero group that was assisting Guts, and then out of that came Super Guts, and everybody makes up for it. Especially Shin, like this guy was a maintenance person that saw Daigo and his girl get on the space shuttle to go to Mars, and we saw him salute Daigo, and he's like, "Oh, cool!" And then boom, we see him. He's part of Squad Zero, fighting what's his face and getting his ass whooped. So yeah, it's amazing seeing like all these characters, like where they started out at. Especially, was it the team captain? Is it Hibiki?
I think so.
Yeah, Captain Hibiki, like seeing him and where he came from, where he started off at, and then boom, now he's like leading the team, and then by the end, he ends up getting promoted to general. Which I mean, that happened. That it seems like that's a theme with every Ultraman team. It's like whoever's leading the group always gets the promotion to like the lead general and stuff. I'm like, so we're running out of people to really like lead the fight at this point.
Or was it Return of Ultraman, or was it Ace, where their captain dude got upgraded and had to replace the actor with a new dude?
Mm-hmm. I think it might have been Ace. I think it might have been Ace. Could be wrong.
That could be wrong. I'm trying to remember, because I remember I was like, oh, I like the captain that was there first. So I don't like this new guy. This guy sucks.
See, I can always count on Prime to just sit there and admit that like he sucks. So
I mean, I'm trying to. Was it Ace? Because they do. I remember his story arc, because he had a fucking They do a homage to it later in Ultraman X with Homeboy's captain and his daughter. Mm-hmm. And he's not always there because he's doing shit with the defense team. Was it Ace?
Baby.
For some reason I keep saying Orange in my mind, like thinking it might have been Return of Ultraman. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Yeah. So the baseline thing with Ultraman Dyna is it's 7 years after Ultraman Tiga. The Earth is starting to advance with technology. Super Guts is formed. It's a new age of space travel because at the end of Tiga, Earth is starting to terraform Mars and other planets.
We won't be stopped, baby.
Won't be stopped until a race known as the Spheres attack Earth, and Super Guts is formed. And during this whole time, Shin ends up becoming the new Ultraman.
Now, it took me a minute when I was watching the show for the first time. I didn't understand exactly what happened, because when he turned into Ultraman, it's like his ship got shot down. He goes into the despair zone where he thinks he's dead, and he sees the giant of light Ultraman, and then he turns into Tiga. I mean, he turns into turns into Dyna. Now, I was so confused by that, because I'm like, wait, what exactly happened? Like, in my mind, I thought like, okay, so maybe this is a callback to the last episode of Tiga, where they said that eventually all mankind will have the ability to turn into Ultraman one day. Maybe they're playing on that. Turns out that's not what that was. So Shin's story is his dad was a pilot for the TPC, and he went missing testing an experimental spaceship warp drive. And so Shin's whole thing is like he's chasing after his father, both physically and metaphorically. He wants to be like his dad.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that so Ultraman Dyna is actually Shin's dad, who turned into a giant of light, traveling back in time to save his son's life.
This is like, in theory, it sounds convoluted just saying all that.
Like, I promise you, just saying it out loud, I felt like I was having an aneurysm. I felt like I was talking complete nonsense.
It's like he's a ball like that time travels, and you're like, all right, fuck. It's confusing when you think about it. It really is. It's like, so Bola time.
You know what? I'm gonna let you cook. Now, guys, I'm gonna let you cook. You do you, boo.
I mean, it's par for the course, because I think we talked about it. Was it Ultraman X that we did the show on? Not X. Wow. I'm like blanking up on it. It was one of the Kamen Riders, but not Kamen Riders. Ultraman, where I think it was the Ultraman from the 60s that time traveled and teamed up with the Ultraman from that season.
Oh, that was Tiga. Tiga time traveled and met Tiga time travel met Eiji Suwabara.
Yeah.
And then he teamed up with the actual real Ultraman that inspired Eiji Suwabara to create the Ultraman TV show.
Yeah. So it's like when you hear this whole thing where it's like, so Shin's, it felt like an Ava moment where, when Asuka found out that her mom was an Ava, and it's like, is that what we're doing here? Okay.
All right, let's make it work.
All right, cool. Shin as a character, he is a very, would you say immature?
Immature, impulsive. Yeah.
Very immature, impulsive. Much like a lot of heroes, when he has to be serious, he can be serious when he has to be. But he is very much just a very immature, funny guy, and yet he, has a heart of gold and wants to do right and all those things and stuff. But it's definitely a stark contrast from what we got with Daigo.
Very much so.
Which is fine, because I mean, you don't want your heroes to be the same as the previous one, so you gotta throw a little bit of a spin on it, obviously. So it was fine. I did like those sweet Super Guts uniforms.
Oh hell yeah, them niggas will fly.
I mean, it's great. Dyna as the hero, you really can't miss with Ultraman suits, can you?
You would have to go out of your way. Like it's a hard thing to do.
It's like, can you really, like, I had to really think about that. When you think about like toku as a whole, right? It's like Ultraman is the only one where it's like you have to try real hard to fuck that up.
Now I see some people, they complain that all the Ultraman look alike, or I'm like, well, some of them would have to because they're an alien species. Like of course they would share design elements. Like yeah. Uh-huh.
It is what it is. Like,
I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah. Much like Tiga, Dyna has 3 forms. He has his Flash, which is pretty much his balance form, strength and speed. His Miracle form, which is his strong type, and his Miracle, which is the speed form, and the strong type, which is the red, which is his strong.
Well, Miracle is more like mysterious magical powers. Like that shit was OP. So before I started watching, I saw a joke a long time ago about how he does miracle form spam, and I'm like, what does that even mean? Like,
he uses Miracle form way more than Flash and Strong in the show. Like that is his Cena mode activate. Somebody kicks him in the nuts. All right, Miracle form, let's go. Like, can't blame him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, what did you say? That man's like, oh, I got a stub toe, Miracle form, TK power, bitch. I'm like, God damn, for real?
Yo, it's like what monster what he was doing when he did the fucking hand shooting in Miracle form and he shot the monster before it reached the moon or some shit.
Man, listen. Ultraman are not above overt acts of violence.
It's like, oh no, you're not running away. Bam! I'm like, well, never mind.
Like, where the fuck you think you going? He learned that from Ultra 7.
I think the best visual form of it, though, I forgot which monster he's facing, the wave attack where he shoots him into a fucking black hole. That shit is fucking hilarious to watch.
Bro, the first time I watched this shit, I almost fell out my damn chair.
I looked away from the screen. I look up and I just see a creature get sucked into a black hole. I'm like, whoa, what happened here? And rewind it back, and I'm like, hold up, that's what Miracle Form does? Okay, oh wow, this is insane.
Fucking OP.
Dude, the energy wave attack, the energy wave attack that literally hits with the same amount of damage as fucking Serpentera's shit. I was like, yo, poor Japan, they're getting wrecked.
But that construction company is like, oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Ultraman, baby.
The damage control be eating.
Them Christmas parties are out of control.
Also, best form ever is his version of the Spirit Bomb, the Shining Judge.
Bro.
Dog, like, just like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, dude, this is why Ultraman could not exist in real life. The moon would be dead 10 times over with these beams. Like, and Ultraman caused mass flooding on the East Coast because he used his beam slicer. Damn shame. You
hate to see it.
Like, duh. The strong form, though, not to be remiss, he has a couple of forms. I think one of them is he has 2 shooting types. That's really his big one. I'm
gonna say, can you imagine being Tiga going, that motherfucker stole my whole flow?
Bruh, like, he just shoots a big ball of light at him. It's like, oh, just a big ass Hadouken beam. All right,
that's it. And like he tosses that shit like a fucking baseball.
It's like a 90-mile-per-hour bomb. It's like, all right, cool.
Oh, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain at all. Can't complain.
Excessive use, still an excessive use of force there, sir. But okay, it's cool.
I mean, the Flash Buster is an excessive use of force. I mean, just saying, like, just blowing up shit just cause. I mean, also Dyna Slash. So we just cutting people's limbs off at this point.
Ultraman staple, baby. That's what they need to do. Like, that's another thing that pissed me off about fucking Trigger. Because like I got so excited from the first episode because I was just talking to somebody before Trigger aired, and we were like, we really wish they would bring back the days where they would just fuck up the monster suits, like cut off the limbs and shit. Like, well, bring that shit back. And so the first episode of Trigger, where he did that fucking beam and they had to like do the miniature of the monster suit, like blowing up in chunks. I was like, oh yes, baby, bring it back, baby. They ain't doing that shit ever again.
Nah. But you know what? It's like I've always said, like every Ultraman, I think probably the big thing that I still love about Ultraman, even to this day, is that despite them going CG, it's like there's just something fun to see a giant person in a suit fighting a monster in a rubber suit.
I just want to say one of the things I really appreciate. Well, one of the things I commend about Trigger is like a lot of the cinematography of how they exist in the miniature space with how they do the camera angles and shots. Like, was it Trigger or was it Z where they did this really cool shot when they showed the inside of an apartment building while they were fighting outside and the TV was playing on the background? Was that Z or was that Trigger?
Might have been Trigger. Because I remember seeing somebody post a GIF of it, and I was like, yo, what is this?
Because I remember what was on TV screen because it was like a stock footage of a Inuit dog. It was like the funniest shit. And like as they were moving, they showed like the table in the apartment building was like, you know, jumping and shaking and moving with them. And I'm like, somebody had to build that itty bitty set. and they put a fucking like that's what's one thing I just really just appreciate about Ultraman. It's like the fucking artistry and the craftsmanship that go into like the illusion of the scale that they have to do with some of the shots.
Now, because I'm a sucker, and maybe Prime is a sucker of it too, I'm always a sucker when we get bizarro versions of the hero character.
Oh, yes.
Later in the show, we get a Terranoid, which is pretty much a man-made Ultraman. Obviously, it gets corrupted by the spheres, and it gets turned into basically a monster version of it. But there's something to be said about an artificial Ultraman that piques my interest, and I want more of that.
Ultraman Z, my guy.
I need more of that because the idea that somebody in TPZ was like, yeah, we got Project F going to we got a man-made Ultra that I think they used it from the remains of Tiga, I believe. What was it? Some of the Tiga giants.
Some of the dark was it Dark Tiga and some of the remaining giants.
Yeah,
I think.
Which I think that's an interesting idea because it kind of reminds me of remember Tekkaman Blade where they had like where D-Boy he actually had to use the robot to transform.
Yes.
It kind of reminded me of that with the man-made Ultra. A little bit. So I was like, all right, cool. What I like about it though is like the color scheme for it. Love it.
And another thing I like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think was that also the episode where Homeboy revealed he had his own Splinter Cell from TPC, the TPU.
Yep.
And they had that fucking cannon. And
former Guts captain.
Yeah, and he kidnapped Shin because he was going to use Shin to power the cannon. Like, I love that episode. It was one of my favorite. That's like one of my all-time favorite Ultraman episodes. This shit was dope.
Because those kind of things, to me, it intrigues me because it's like you had to know there's always going to be some people that are going to feel some way about like, hey, though, they got an Ultraman. How come we don't have our own Ultraman? And then, boom, they made their own. So, I mean, look, the suit design looks nice. I'm a sucker for that shit. I like how the Spheres took it over and they had their own version that looked basically kind of like a Guyver a little bit. So, that was great. What did you have a favorite monster design?
Oh shit.
If you can remember it.
If I can remember. Fuck. I know I do. I just keep remembering they use that fucking Goza and that damn Sky Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cheating because those are Tiga designs. Fuck.
I mean, I did like the Elect King.
Well, that's cheating because Elect King is a Ultra 7 monster.
I know that. You know what? I feel that. Yeah, you're right. Elect King and Zeton are kind of like the staple of Ultraman in a way. Megalothor. But even then, that's kind of cheating too, because that's another Decker. There's man, because I was I mean, I do see Ultraman. They will reuse some suits.
Oh, what's the monster from the fucking the aliens who did was it Monster?
Hold up. I think it's.
Was like it was a design program sent to like wipe out civilizations.
You said Mons Agar?
Mons Agar, is that it? Mons
Agar?
Yes!
Yep, that is. Yep. That is a dope design, ain't gonna lie.
Yes. I fucking love me bioengineered Godzilla.
Man, like, you know what? That has to be a fun job if you're creating these toku shows is coming up with monster designs.
Right.
If somebody can just make it on the fly, like, all right, here's a monster design, go for it.
And that's another thing I love. Like they design it and they're like, okay, now we got to build this. We got to make this drawing real.
I mean, and even like, I think that's all. Like I said, it goes back to what I was saying, like with this whole idea of how they structured this show. It's like for some reason, I don't know how it is. Here we are in the year of our Lord 2022. And I can watch an Ultraman show and still be amazed at these monster designs and suits.
They're just good. It shows the artistry and the craft that they put into the things that they're doing, because this happens when people give a shit about the things that they're working on.
Now, don't get it twisted. I think if you watch enough Toku, you can definitely feel the year that the show was coming out, because I felt every bit of the 1997 and 1998 of Dyna.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely not modern. They're still kind of dabbling in some CG a little bit there. Definitely some questionable CG, but you roll with it. Let it go. But I mean, it does kind of show how far we've come with technology too when we see these characters, because like even later on when we see different versions of Dyna in some of the team up movies and we see adult Shin, it's nice to kind of see that the suit still didn't change.
I'm gonna say, can I be that guy and say, that man aged like a fine wine?
I think we talked about that when we did the live thing for the movies as well. Like, man, like I don't know what's in the water in Japan, but some of these guys, a lot of these guys, been aging really good. I don't know whether it's just the whatever health plan that they're on. I like to know.
It's got to be all the sushi, right? It has to be that, right?
Sushi, sake, women. I don't know.
It's got to be some combination. I would love for them to ball it, sell it to me.
Please. I mean, geez, just you got to, you got to. I mean, did you have a fave episode?
I had a couple. I liked Simeon Forest. I like the Smile of Destruction Part 1 and 2. I like the Gaff episode, the Inferior Dream.
Mm-hmm.
I like Dyna versus Dyna. I like Vampire Lake because of how goofy the episode was.
Whole episode was goofy for no goddamn reason.
The fucking KFC thing had me rolling, bro. Like, what the fuck?
That shit was mad random. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was mad random for no fucking reason. I'm like, what?
I was like, why is he gorging himself on chick? Like, you, what the fuck?
He ain't black. What's going on here? Hey.
And the episode that was a sequel to that episode of Tiga with Homeboy with the motorcycle. Fuck, what was the episode called? Fuck, because they brought back the same actors and everything, and I was like, oh, that is fucking cute. Damn.
I did like the singing investigation robot episode because I'm goofy like that. Because I'm goofy like that, and that was like funny as shit to me.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, and also, I mean, it's like Ultraman's version of BB-8. It's just more adorable. I mean, come on now, you can't. I mean, just how it is. I think I mentioned episode 49 with the false Ultraman. Again, I'm a sucker for bizarro versions of heroes. Trying to think, was it Scenario and Invasion? Because that was like episode 30.
Shit, I'm trying to remember the one I'm thinking
about.
Yeah,
that was funny because it was one of the aliens. They couldn't get home, so they had to hide out in an apartment.
Oh, you mean the recurring Team Rocket aliens? Oh, I love those guys.
Like, shit,
man, fucking funny.
It's like we can't get home. I guess we gotta find this cheap ass apartment in the hood somewhere and just chill there. I was like, all right, got you.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find that episode that I like. God damn it!
So as Prime said, the Team Rocket alien, it was the Miji.
Yeah,
they are definitely they're the Team Rockets of Ultraman. Which now maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a staple of Ultraman in other series? Because like I said, I'm still kind of getting my feet wet in Ultraman and really getting an understanding of this. So is this like this is the season that they kind of did this only?
Shit. Trying to think back. I'm trying to think back because I watched a lot of the show and shit like all back to back.
Because I know the Ultraman Netflix series, they've dabbled a little bit in that with some of the aliens, but never been like a thing in every episode. So
I mean, damn, I'm drawing a blank right now. I apologize.
But I like them though. I do like them. I like them. I like the human disguise that they use and all of that. I love it. I mean, and also they're well-meaning aliens. I mean, because they pop up later on in some of the Ultraman.
Dog, that fucking movie script with the fucking writer, that episode had me crying.
Oh my god! Because any other person that's writing this, they would make the aliens very annoying. So I'm always happy when they finally get some aliens. It's like, all right, they actually are funny. They have some moments. I think also the one that I did like was the I think it was either 28 or 29 where we find out the project that caused Shin's father to disappear. I think that was
29. Project. I think that's 29.
Yeah,
the Zero Drive. Yeah.
The Zero Drive. He finds out that that's the project that made his dad, disappear. And hence how he ended up becoming Ultraman Dyna. But
merging with his father, as you do.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's prototypical of what you expect. Um, but yeah, it's like I said, the show overall, I would definitely tell people to go watch it, enjoy it, love it. Good characters. Um, I think probably my favorite one is Hibiki, easily, at least for me. I mean, because I'm always a sucker for the stoic leader, and the fact that again, you can't have a stoic leader without him having family problems, and his daughter is literally part of a group of teenagers that are like youth roller skaters or some shit like that, like roller
Oh
skating club.
yeah, I like that episode too.
Yeah, they're like a roller skating club, and it's like, well, of course, the general has a daughter that's like always getting into trouble, and he's trying to get to know her, and they have a good functioning relationship. I'm like, I'm fine with it. It seems like this is a typical thing for Ultraman. So, because by the end of it, once they defeat the villains and stuff, he has time to be able to catch up with his daughter, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. It's like even though you're now general now, which means more responsibilities. So what now? So
Dude, for real though, help me out. What is the episode I'm thinking about with the alien that came back from Tiga?
I'm trying to hold up. Let me find.
And it was like the dude with the motorcycle. His sister also worked for TPC.
Let's see if I can find a list, because it has to be. Hold up, because it's not the girl who calls darkness. It ain't that one.
No, that's the one. Is that the girl with that's the one with the girl that had the prophecies.
Yeah.
And she could, yeah. Damn, what's the name of the episode? Fuck.
Yeah, we're really gonna be bracking our brains on this now. It's like, all right, let me find this. See, this is how we are consummate professionals, because you just watch all the episodes and then it's like, ah, shit. Which episode was it?
And I all get scrambled because I remember the monster because it's one of my favorite monsters from Tika, because he had two episodes. And one was with Rena's dad. Then it came back again because they were smaller monsters that clustered together into the big monster. And I remember the ending. The ending was like a really good sci-fi kind of monologue about. What fuck was the name of that? What's the name of the monster? What's the name of the episode?
It's not Regulin, is it? Because I know Regulin was in the episode with the when they had to go to that mountain for the cannon. They gotta go to Mars base for the cannon, but that's like episode, what was it, 40? I think they had to go to Mars.
Right, yeah, that was in the time. Damn, this is gonna bother me all night. I'm sorry, y'all. I should write shit down, but I don't.
I know, it's like for me. Look, I want put it this way, folks. You gotta understand, like me, at least for me, like I'll watch the shows and certain things will catch my eye, and I'll keep a mental Rolodex of it, and then I just keep it moving. So it's like, oh yeah, I remember this monster. I remember this episode. But then like intricate details, I'm like, I really should write this down. But then again, let's be real. I think the joy of us doing this show is like, yo, guys, just watch the show and enjoy it.
Yeah, don't take our word for it.
Because I could just sit there and say, hey, just watch anything. And it's like, all right, cool. What's it? Yeah, because this one has Fabris is back.
I'm about to go and grab my DVD off the shelf. This is bothering me. In fact, you know what? I think I'll do that right now.
Now he's like looking like, where's it at? This is why we are Morphin Metacast. We just look at stuff straight up and just do what we do.
I'm gonna say that was not a joke. Hold on. I was dead ass serious.
It's like Prime live on air. Bam, found a DVD. I saw it as soon as I heard the DVD case crack. I was like, crack.
I was not bullshitting. I was quite fucking serious. I thought it was early in the show. It couldn't have been that late, right? Goddamn.
It couldn't have been.
Dog, I know I'm not making the episode up. I'm not making shit up. Because it's that funky looking bat monster. I say bat. It's not really a bat. That's what I just call it. It's like a bunch of little flying creatures that cluster together.
It's like, what? It's like, I knew this was going to happen.
Well, fuck,
I'm trying to think, but the thing with Ultraman Dyna is like, past this, like, you know, when we have like a lot of the Ultraman that like cross over with other shows and pop up in movies and stuff, do you think Dyna kind of gets neglected in a way?
No, I think Dyna pops up a whole lot. And I joked about this when I was watching. I forgot what I was watching. I was watching one of the movies and I made a joke. I was like, I feel like Dyna pops up as a consolation prize because they couldn't get Tiga.
It's messed up, but you're right.
I know that's mean as hell. I apologize. But I said what I said. And
it's like, ooh. It's like, how dare he besmirch? And I'm like, oh, he ain't wrong.
I mean, I'm not show me where I'm lying. Show me where I'm lying though.
And it's funny enough, like it's the second of the Heisei era Ultraman. Funny enough.
Right. So
I mean, I think it did get that big benefit of coming off of Ultraman Tiga, revitalizing the franchise, and
hold on, my bad about the girl who calls upon darkness. That was the one with the girls in the school.
Oh, okay.
I was confusing that with another episode that had a girl that could see the future. Again, that's my bad because I'm watching all these shows back to back, and I should take fucking notes, but I don't. Suck my balls.
See, mine is more so Kamen Rider, and then watching this, so it's like I have a little bit of Kamen Rider in my head, and then it's like watching this, and it's like, okay, I'm like confused a little bit on a couple of monsters. I'm getting them mixed up. Let me not fuck this up.
God damn, it's really fucking. I am really at a loss. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, we'll figure it out. Well, if you listen to this and you remember the episode on Twitter, please at me because it's gonna.
Yeah. Please do that. That will be beneficial for us at the very least. But yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I did for watching this series, like beginning to end, all 51 episodes. I did enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed it. I think I haven't really had a Ultraman that I've hated or anything because the thing is, for it to be 51 episodes, it didn't feel like it dragged. And maybe it's just the nature of the episodes having the theme of the monster today, and then they keep going, and then you have some of the plot line that kind of like forwards the character development. But it didn't feel as though like the episodes dragged. You just get through all 51 episodes pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it is what it is and such. Yeah, I don't really have much else to really harp on when it comes to
it. Watch the show. It's a great show.
Go watch it. You know, all 51 episodes. You'll be very much entertained.
Buy the DVD from Mill Creek.
What is with every Ultraman though? Like last episode, they lose the ability to get the Ultraman and stuff through some circumstances, and that's it. I just never understood that trope. I'm not mad at it. It's just something that just kind of caught me a little bit. I was like,
Not all of them. It's just I don't know. It's I don't know. It's a thing that they do.
Yeah, because the way this kind of ends, I'll just say it ends in a very much. It kind of feels kind of like was it about to say Intergalactic? The fucking Matthew McConaughey movie, Interstellar.
Well, see, look, the way that it ends, it also hits me like that's why I thought like, wait, is this what Daigo was talking about? No, that's not what's happening. Oh, that's okay.
It feels that way a little bit. It's like, so did he meet his dad?
But I'm like, but his dad, but he is his dad. I don't know, dog.
And Ultraman Saga plays up on it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, so what's up? So
just travels the multiverse.
Then pops up in the Super 8 Ultra Brothers movie, and I'm like, hey, it's Shin, yay. So I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, also Ultraman transformation still hit, including
Don't they though?
Dyna's. Including
Don't they
Dyna's.
fucking though?
It's like you can't really fuck that up.
I know I'm an absolute child because whenever I see that damn Ultraman rise, I pop like a mark.
When you see that fist coming up in the air, and it's like,
man,
let's
what's up?
go.
Let's go.
So, but yeah, that's what.
Hold on. So the Gozak is this episode? Hold on.
Did you find it?
Damn, no, I didn't. Okay, never mind.
All right. But yeah, that's us talking about Ultraman Dyna. You know, I think this is us just saying, hey, go watch it. You can buy the shit on DVD. All 51 episodes is up on YouTube and Shout Factory site. Buy it. Support Supro. Support Mill Creek. And let's keep this Ultraman agenda popping and going.
Got to, baby.
We have to. This is a must. I have an inkling and a feeling our next episode should be Kamen Rider, but I don't know which one to go for. Or what could we do?
That's right. So the monster was the Gozard.
It was?
Phantom. Yeah, it's the Phantom. It's the weird looking freaky bat monster. Because I remember because this the sequel. It was the Phantom Dash was the episode in Tiga.
Okay.
And it comes back in Dyna because they have a sequel to the episode. Or was it a movie? Am I going nuts? I feel like I'm going nuts.
You're fine.
I feel like I'm crazy. Like I know I watched it. Was it the episode of Tiga or was it something else that I watched? They had a sequel to that. Was it Dyna? I feel like it was. You know what, dog? I'm about to go insane. I'm about to go crazy. Okay.
Yeah. But
ignore me, y'all. Have a good day.
You know what? Because in honor of Shout Factory, re-upping on the Super Sentai, I have an inkling that our next one should be Super Sentai, and I feel because we did Die Ranger last time, we should go into Kaku Ranger.
Oh, let's fucking go. I need an excuse to rewatch that show.
I definitely need an excuse to watch Kaku Ranger, so I think our next Morphin Metacast should be Kaku Ranger because I feel because I've seen bits and pieces of Kaku Rangers, even though I have a familiarity with some of it. I feel this is definitely going to be like a mind fuck for me, especially with the way that show is structured, and also from what I know about how they got their Zords, and it's like reverse of what season 3 of Power Rangers was. So that's going to be fun, but also just the show overall and the fact that Sho Kazuki's son is the Black Ranger already has me entertained and wanting to see that again. So
you mean Ultraman powered?
Yes, Ultraman powered. Haha.
It all comes together, kids.
All full circle. So, but yeah, we'll be back with some Kaku Ranger, and hopefully we'll be back for a commentary continuing season 2 of Power Rangers.
Yes,
and,
right.
Yeah, that's it. You got any final thoughts, Prime, before we peace out?
Don't be like Prime. Take notes. The Phantom Dream. I knew I'm not crazy. Goddamn it. Bird of the Phantom Dream. That's the episode. Fuck.
Right.
Found it. Yes.
Boom.
Like, that's one of the best episodes of Ultraman. Watch that shit. Watch the Phantom Driver, then watch the Bird of the Phantom Dream. Back to back. You'll fucking love it.
Boom. There you go. That's why Morphin Metacast is great. Because of these.
We live, baby, and we authentic. Don't you like it? Yes.
With that in mind, we'll be back and catch you guys later. Peace.
Auf Wiedersehen, dudes. Swatch.